Okay, so in this video we're going to talk about how to graph an equation by plotting the intercepts. Remember, whenever we're going to graph a linear equation, the graph of a linear equation is a line. And in order to graph a line, you need 2 points, and then you draw a line through those 2 points. Now, no matter this particular problem asks us to do it by plotting the intercepts, and that's honestly really usually the easiest way to graph a linear equation in standard form like this, because the intercepts have very easy, there's something in particular about the coordinates of those that make them very easy to graph. So the x-intercept, you know, the points for the x-intercept is where the line crosses the x-axis. And when the line crosses the x-axis, the value of y is always going to be 0. The same thing for the y-intercept. The y-intercept is where the line crosses or intersects the y-axis, and in that case the value for x is going to be 0. So the nice thing about using zeros is they kind of make half of the equation disappear. So it's always nice, if we're going to find 2 points, find the points that are the intercepts anyway, and that will simplify the equation. So in order to find the x-intercept, we know that y is going to equal 0 for the x-intercept. So what we're going to do is take our equation here, and we're going to plug in y equals 0 into that equation and find out what is the value of x when y equals 0. So we're going to have x plus 4 times y, and in this case y is 0, equals -4. Alright, now 4 times 0 is just 0, so we have x plus 0 equals -4. X plus 0 is just x, so we have x equals -4. So now in this case our x-intercept is the point -4, 0. So now let's go find our y-intercept, because we just need 2 points to graph this line. And we know for the y-intercept the value of x where it crosses the y-axis is going to be 0. So now we're going to do the same exact thing we did before, take our equation, but now we're going to plug in 0 for x to find out what does y equal when x is 0. So we're going to have 0 plus 4y equals -4. Well, 0 plus 4y just equals 4y, so 4y equals -4. Now we need to solve for y, and in this case 4 times y, we're multiplying. To undo that multiplication operation, we're going to divide by 4. And if I'm going to divide one side by 4, I need to divide the other side by 4. And on this side, 4 divided by 4 is 1. 1 times y is just y. And then on the other side, -4 divided by 4 is -1. So we get y equals -1. So our y-intercept is -1, which means the point at that our line crosses is at 0, -1. So now what we're going to do, you know, this question online asks for you to use the graphing tool. We don't have that access right now, so I'm just going to graph it here, drawing a rough set of axes. Okay. Now always remember that our x-axis is this horizontal axis, the y-axis is the vertical axis, and so now we're going to plot these 2 points. Oops, I forgot the 1. This is the point y equals -1. So the first point I'm going to plot is the x-intercept, which is -4, 0. So remember, as we move to the right on the x-axis, that's positive. To the left, it's negative, and normally you'll have these little markings on the axis, but again, we're doing this roughly. So it crosses at the point x equals -4. Alright, so this is -4, and the value for y is 0, so it doesn't go up and down in any direction. So the point where it crosses the axis here, the x-intercept is right here. This is the actual point where it crosses the x-axis. That's what x-intercept means. Now we're going to plot the y-intercept. Okay, on the y-axis, going in the upward direction is positive, going in the downward direction is negative. Our y-intercept is the point 0, x is 0, y is -1, which is down 1. Okay, so the point 0, -1 is right here. And so those are our two intercept points right here. And again, in order to draw a line, we only need 2 points, and once we have those 2 points, we can draw a line through those 2 points, and that is going to be the graph of this line. So, you know, again, this is going to be very rough and not very straight, but normally a linear equation should be nice and straight. And so this would be the graph of the equation x plus 4y equals -4. And we were able to graph that by finding the points where they intersect the x and y axis, which are called the x and the y intercepts. And we did that first knowing that the intercepts use these zeros, that the point where it crosses the x-axis, y equals 0, the point where it crosses the y-axis, x equals 0. Plugging those zeros into the formula, we were able to find the other variable and plot that.